tonight, guys. I just want to thank you all very much indeed for coming here today. We are going to have an impact. We're going to make a huge impact. We're going to be like commandos. Minimum effort, maximum effect. Now, trust me, by the time we finish today, not one MP will not have heard about the Bradbury. They will have been served notice. And later on today, we're going to be issuing a writ of mandamus to number 10. There is a thing going around for people to sign. We want as many signatures on as possible. This writ of mandamus will be delivered to number 10 at the end. Now, I'm conscious that the MPs will start flowing out to spout their lies to the mainstream media. So I want you guys to intercept them all, to ask questions about the Bradbury, how much they know about the Bradbury, do they know what happened in 1914, do they know about the Bank for International Settlements, do they know who controls the world's money supply and this own Britain's money supply. These questions they don't have answers to, so we're going to show them up, nicely of course, with a smile on our faces. Okay, because if we're not laughing as we carry out this revolution, we're not doing it right. Okay, so once again, thank you very much for turning up today. I'm really getting goosebumps. I feel good about it all. Brian, do you want to say a few words?
Excuse me, all I'd like to say is one, thank you very much for coming, whoever you are, whatever you're supporting at the moment. Aside from the MPs, for me, the important people, apart from you guys here today, are the police. Because we are going to need the police to help restore proper justice in this country. And if you want an opening with the police, you simply say to them, what do you think about losing your job? And then they look at you and you say, because you are going to be privatised as a result of the lies that are going to come out of this building later this afternoon. So talk to the police about what matters to them, how they're going to pay the mortgage, the lies and the corruption in the international banking cartel, and how that then snowballs through so that we've got a tax on people's bedrooms. We've got people who can't feed themselves because of the lies from the corrupt international banks. So the Bradbury solves it, but do speak to the police. This is one of the key things. We are going to need these people ultimately, I believe, to arrest the people in Westminster. Yeah?
Oh yes.
I'd say any other subject we've got that we're concerned about, if you're worried about the NHS, it's to do with money. If you're worried about roads, it's to do with money. If you're worried about what's happening with children, it's to do with money and trafficking. We solve the money. Excuse me, we solve the money problem, we actually solve the whole problem. This is why the Bradbury might seem to be going off at a bit of a tangent, but the old story is follow the money. We deal with the corruption in the international monetary supply, we deal with all the other problems. So that's why I would say, whatever your prime cause is, whether it's Holly, Greg, or it's children, or we've got people fighting what's happening in the NHS, or schools, whatever your prime fight is, if you support the Bradbury pounds, that is going to assist you to get to your goal.
Could I just make one final point? I think we all know what's wrong with our country and what's wrong with the world and all the things going wrong, but what we have here is a solution. And we don't hear enough about people saying we have solutions. Well, we have the solution to take back our money supply, which Brian says it leads to everything else. And above all else, it's going to lead to the future happiness of our nation. And I always say to people, when was the last time you heard a politician say, I want to make you happy? No, exactly. They want to monitor your happiness, want to actually make you happy. Forget it. No, these guys are in bed with the bankers. And they're going to rue that. And they're going to rue it this year and next year. And who knows? And I'm being quite serious now. Within 3 years, our mindset, I'm not talking about me because I have no political career, I want to get on my model railway. That's pretty sad, isn't it? I have no political ambitions, but I hope that our mindset, and that mindset is for common law, common sense, and common humanity, will take over in the House of Commons and the House of Lords. You will have a parliament of the people.
Well said.
Now, can I just suggest, I think in a moment, I would imagine that Mr. Osborne is just about finished spouting his lies. So if we make our way, because all the minions are all going to go running out in their three-piece, their suits and stuff, can we intercept them and very nicely take them on about the Bradbury? Thank you very much indeed.
We're revolting.
I also say take them on about child protection.
Absolutely, yes.
Child protection
Yes.
is going to be the other big issue in
Correct.
this coming election next year.
Yep.
And you can measure your MP's degree of humanity by his attitude to this issue.
100%
So
agree.
please,
Yep.
get
And
behind the
I will tell you that Tim Farron MP, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, is not interested in children being abused. He cares. He's had all the evidence and he's ignored it. If anything, I have suffered retributions because of this exposure, which Brian Gerrish kindly gave to me when nobody else in the media would. They are stealing your children, they're making mass profits. Core Assets is making massive profits out of your children in foster care. They are not being adopted. A lot of them are disappearing, and you need to be aware of this. I think we are.
And also, billions are being spent on protecting the paedophile establishment of this country. You know, let's flush out some of these rings. That's why the Holly Gregg campaign was important, because it's the first in line to go for a really big ring in Scotland, where all the people in Scotland, from the highest to the, not the lowest, because the lowest know about this, but certainly up to the top, are protecting the people that Holly said abused her years ago. Why is her own father being protected by the whole of the Scottish establishment? That's the question I ask when I go up to Aberdeen. Why is everybody protecting Dennis Mackey? Right? He's known as a paedophile on official records, on the state records. I've seen the printouts under freedom of information. He's known as a well-known paedophile with a liking for little girls.
Can I just say, let's not forget Robert Green, who's in prison today. And that
Trying
is
to
an
protect
absolute
children.
disgrace. I mean, you know, this is a case of the criminals locking up an innocent man, keeping him there to keep him quiet. So whilst I'm 100% for the Bradbury, I'm also 100% for the children. And let's get justice for Holly, and let's get Robert out of prison and into